Good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. I'm Ron Piercy from a site called This Day in Metal.
Well, glad to get to chat a little bit this morning.
That's awesome. Appreciate your time. So then we got Ryan Kirby from Fit for a King. You got a new album coming out on August 1st on
Yep,
Solid State Records. It's your eighth album, I believe, studio
it
album.
is our eighth record. We're getting old.
Wow, Lonely God. It's
Yeah.
12 songs, 40 minutes in length. That's awesome. I've listened to the album many times. It is really cool.
Thank you. Thank you
You,
for
it,
taking the time to listen, not just once.
Oh, I've been listening to it the last few days. And you guys are a metalcore band out of Tyler, Texas. Are you guys close to where that flooding happened?
Oh no. So I live in Arlington. It's like probably 4.5 hour drive away.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's just so sad with all the kids and all that
it
stuff.
really is.
Yeah.
Texas is such a huge place because something will happen and they're like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "That's an 8 hour drive from me."
Where I'm in Canada. I'm in the Toronto area. Uh,
Yeah,
like if
I
there's
guess there are
parts in
parts of
Canada.
Canada that are like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've been
Something
listening to.
happens in Vancouver and they're just like, "Oh, are you all right over there?"
Yep, I know. My
Yeah.
wife gets that all the time. And they say, something happened, a shooting happened. And yeah, North Vancouver. I'm like, yeah, we're in Toronto. We're a long way. We have to get on a plane. We wouldn't be able to drive there in a day.
Yeah.
All good. All good. So from what I've been listening to the album, like it sounds like you guys could get heavy play on liquid metal and even octane.
Hmm.
Like you have the ballad that between us. Wow.
I'm
That
glad you like that one. We were a little nervous putting a ballad on the record, but I think that's a sleeper track. I think people are going to end up liking it a lot.
yeah, I'm blown away. I'm listening through and I'm waiting for some growls and stuff like that, and like nothing. I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah. You got to keep people guessing.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. Like with that song, do you think you'd even get radio play, or do you get
I
radio
mean, yeah,
play
if
now?
stations want to play it, our first attempt at radio is going to be Shelter, and then if that goes
Yep.
well, I think it opens the door for other. Because sometimes the ballads, it's like we don't want to think the reasoning is like we don't want to start off with something super slow for the radio because you're just assuming nobody knows who your band is
That's
whenever
true.
you're playing on the radio. So they're like, you got to go straight into something a little more, which Shelter's not that energetic, just a little more energetic.
Yeah, that's true. It's heavier too. It's got some heavy stuff in it, and
Yeah.
it's still got some good stuff. Like, no, it's a great album. Like it's a great summer album.
Well,
You
thank you.
know,
Yeah, we're trying to have the song of the summer on there somewhere.
yeah, like it's just like one of those albums that I can put on in the backyard, have a couple beers, have a fire, and enjoy the night.
Exactly. That's the goal.
Wow, awesome. Tell me about your writing process. Like, do you write the music? Do you write music? Do you write the lyrics, or is it a joint effort?
I'd say overall, I'll write probably 85% of the lyrics. Then everybody else kind of puts in their input with it. Like if somebody has a good idea, we use it. It's never just like I never gatekeep like, oh nope, just my lyrics, my voice. I'm always open to ideas and people brought some really good ideas. Like Tuck wrote the chorus of Lonely God, the heavy You've Got
Yeah.
Hell to Pay part. And I think he killed it on that. And like Trey, our drummer, wrote the melody for Begin the Sacrifice, both verses.
Wow.
So like they got pretty involved with vocals this time, but and it's the same for instrumental. I'll have like I don't play any instruments. I can describe my ideas, and
Okay.
luckily they have the patience to put it down on instrument when I have an idea. So it'll be like that where I'm like I think a riff like this, and then they'll play it like that, and I'm like no, maybe like that.
Okay. Cool.
So it's like definitely a big group effort. I'd say not most people do kind of stick to their lane, but there are parts where people will have their input and make a huge difference on something that's not their instrument.
Oh, awesome. Do you guys get together when you write, or do you do it all in your own place and just go on Zoom or?
Really, only whenever we're in the studio together. We usually book 5 to 6 weeks in the studio. We all live pretty far apart. Like our bass player Tuck, he lives in New Jersey. Dan, our guitar player, lives in LA. I live in the Dallas area. Our drummer lives in Houston. So we're pretty spread out. And when we're on tour, like we write sometimes, but it gets hard on tour to like focus when there's a
Yeah.
bus full of like 10, 11 people. Like it's hard to put in the work. So we do write and send each other things online, but we get like a lot of work done. We brought in like 20 demos this time to our studio session, and we ended up only using like 3 of them because we just end up writing stuff we like more when we're finally together.
Yeah, when you're together. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. And I see that you guys some festivals coming up in Europe next month.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. First time in Romania. I think that's the only country that's like a first out of
Oh,
all
okay.
those.
That's really cool.
Yeah, on release day for Lonely God, we'll be performing in Romania. That just seems like such a cool way to launch the album cycle.
Yeah, no, that is really good. Yeah. I can't wait for this thing to come out. I was already on your website today and I'm like, oh, I gotta order the CD. I like having a physical copy of
Yeah.
something I like. So I like it. So I'm gonna get it.
It's nice that because vinyl's really taken over for the physical thing, but CDs are still nice to have too.
Yeah, I was a vinyl guy way, way back in the day.
Yeah.
Then I came home one day and my brother took them all and sold them all and got some money. And
And then you were no longer a vinyl guy.
no, then I went. I said, okay, I'm a CD guy, and I just found it easier. Like when I used to buy
Yeah.
the albums, I would put them on the turntable and put a cassette in and record it, and that's how I listened to it all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't sit at home with a record player on.
Yeah. And CDs, you can at least skip the tracks easier than walking up to your record player.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you don't like it, you just hit forward, or you like that song.
Ideally, you
back.
just write a record that's so good that you don't need to skip it.
No, yeah, like front to back, yours was awesome. It was really cool.
That's what we are still very much an album band, and we try really hard to make the album like flow to where you don't feel fatigued through parts of it. And like, so we're like, all right, maybe I want to break here into a ballad than to go back into a heavy song. And it's like, I don't know, maybe it's stuff people don't notice because most people just listen. But it is nice when people do listen to the whole record, and it makes me happy, not just because, oh, they listen to the record, but because we do put a lot of effort into like the track order and the flow of the album.
Yeah, no, I always like I buy albums to listen to the whole thing. I don't just buy it for one song. That's awesome. That's right. And so you get your tour in North America starting in October, end of October, in Phoenix on the October 30th, finishing up in, I guess, a hometown for you, Dallas, on December 7th.
I know, what a perfect way to end a tour, like 25 minutes from my house.
Oh, wow. I just go home afterwards and regroup. And then I'm going to go see you guys in Toronto in November 18th. It's the History venue, which is I
love History.
Yeah, it's really cool venue. Like it's out of nowhere. It's like they got a movie theater in there and it's all houses everywhere. Then they got this place where bands play.
Honestly, when we were booking the tour, a whole week of the tour was based around the availability of History. Because we wanted to play, because there's not a lot of other like great options in that size. You can play smaller venues, but they're not going to be as nice sound wise, or the experience for the fan isn't as nice. So our agent, because History's booked out a lot because obviously it's a really popular venue. So he's like, they do have an availability this day. And he basically restructured an entire week and a half of the routing just to accommodate the availability of History. So the Toronto fans can know how much that show means to us, that we moved around some US dates to make it work.
Wow. Yeah, History is a great, like Drake owns a piece of the pie in that way too. And and to go to a smaller venue, because I think History is 2,500. Then the next places you can go are like 1,000. So it's a lot.
And the sound quality is not as good, and like there's not as much room to even just. It's just because especially like we want our fans to not just enjoy the set, but enjoy the night. Like it's an outing. Like make it to where it's easy to get a drink and relax and have space. And History is a great blend because it's still good for the pit and everything, but it also is great if you want to relax.
Yeah, I really love that venue. And you got some good bands. Like you got Make 'Em Suffer is coming out to see with you guys. I saw them in February here in Toronto. They played a small.
They're an incredible band.
I love them. I thought their album was one of my favorites last year. Blew me away. And when I saw them
Yeah.
live, oh my God, they were amazing. So I
So
was
it
so
sounds like a
excited
can't
that you
miss
guys,
tour for you then.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's bonus. Yeah. Yeah. To see you guys and to see them. Oh, yeah. I'm really excited. And I see that you guys are heading to Japan and Australia in January.
Yep.
Have you played Japan before?
Once before, it was like 2019 with Crystal Lake, and
Oh,
the
wow.
show it was an amazing show. It was like a festival they put on. There's probably like 3,000 people there. So we haven't done like a intimate show because I think these are like 500 caps.
Okay.
But
Oh, that'd be
I'm
good to see you guys.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice because we're going to Australia to do this big plot new tour that's like selling out everywhere, and it'll be nice to like be our warm up because we're going to rehearse for that tour in Tokyo and then play those shows. So I can't think of a cooler way to like rehearse for the tour
Awesome.
than renting out practice space in Tokyo and hanging out there for a few days.
Yeah. Have you played any other Asian cities also or before?
I'm don't I think we in Asia only Japan so far. We really want to get out there and play more of Asia with this
Oh,
new record.
the Philippines would love you guys.
Oh yeah, everyone.
That's
Well, the meme on the internet is everyone in the Philippines can sing incredibly, so I'd be intimidated.
my wife is Filipino. She can sing, but not.
There's like this whole thing where it's like just ask a random person in the Philippines to sing, and they're going to be better than your average singer anywhere else.
But they got some good venues in. I they're the main city there, Manila. That's where they usually put shows in. I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of Manila, but I'd go there to see you guys if I was in the
Hey, you
Philippines.
know what? I want to play anywhere that's willing to have us and has the venue that can accommodate it. I'm
Ah.
beyond, in my mid 30s playing like a little shack with one PA speaker doesn't sound as appealing anymore, but
Yeah. Oh my God, and the price too. Like you
yeah.
guys would lose a lot of money that way.
Yeah, it's like we got to fly there and we have to get visas and hotels and all that.
Yeah. So do you like touring?
I like touring. I like writing more. I've been telling people I like writing more than touring, and touring enables me to write more because that's how you make the money. And then you take that money and you can go write with your time off. So,
Yeah.
and I view tour, I'm starting to enjoy touring more. I think on this new album, we're doing a lot more to like enhance the live show and bring what we do in our music videos to the live show and not just go up and play really good, which there's nothing wrong with that. And we've done it for a while, but I'm like, I really want to take the live show to another level. So I think if applying what we do to our writing to the live show will make me enjoy touring even more.
Okay. Oh, I
I
can't
just
wait to
love
see
the
you
like
guys.
creating aspect of music and the like art, and playing shows isn't so far hasn't been like the creative part. It's the performance. But if we can add some of those like creative elements, obviously, then it would be mixing my two favorite things together.
Awesome. Do you have a favorite place you'd like to play live? Do you like to play live?
I mean, I know maybe Toronto doesn't want to hear this. I love Montreal. Are the shows there? The
We love
shows in
Montreal.
Montreal are always like so insane. I think for a while Montreal was our like highest attended show, headline show. I think it got passed by Denver on our last tour, but we'll see on this next headliner.
Oh,
Montreal right now I think is number 1 or 2 in ticket sales.
oh wow. Montreal is a
Coming up.
fun
I
place.
don't know why. Um, they always show up, but I love Canada in general has just been incredible for us. And I'm not just saying that because I'm doing a Canadian interview. Like our highest single like club show merch sale, Dave, I think it still might be, was Calgary. Out of
Oh, wow.
anywhere in the world, we sold more in Calgary than any other city, and that's even after U.S. conversion. So I know some people might say, "Well, that's because of the Canadian dollar," but
Oh,
um,
that's awesome.
and every Western Canada show was sold out. And then Toronto is always a huge show. Montreal is always a huge show. Even our Winnipeg show sold out. It was a smaller venue, but it sold out like 2 months ahead of time. So it's like, well, maybe we need to come back and play a little bit bigger of a venue.
Yeah.
But
Maybe you
it's
guys.
Winnipeg just doesn't have tons of venues available. It's like you play an arena or you play like a 600 cap. Also, underrated city in Canada we played with Killswitch was Penticton. I
Oh,
really liked
BC.
that city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all. Have you gone? Well, you haven't gone out east then. You haven't done Nova Scotia, New Brunswick.
No, those are so hard to route because there's not like, because at least when you play Winnipeg, there's like Minneapolis, right? Or
Yeah,
Montana, and it's like, okay, we'll just go down and play Billings right after we play. But when you're in a up in the Northeast Canada, it's like you got to go make this huge trip. And where are you going to play Maine? It's like that's like a 10-hour drive still. It's like
yeah,
all these places have like a like Calgary, Edmonton. You can go down to Spokane or Boise, Idaho, or if you play Toronto, you can go to Detroit. You can do it's like there's easy ways to get back into America. I think that's why
it's
Nova
true.
Scotia has such a hard time getting tours because it's a you have to pay enough money to convince the bands to drive very far out of the way. Whereas like Montreal and Toronto, it's pretty easy to like get to those cities and all that.
Yeah, we're an hour away from Buffalo, or three
Yeah,
hours
it's
from
easy to
Detroit.
route out and go
Yeah,
back to the US afterwards, or just even to play Montreal. It's only like a 5-hour drive. It's not too
yeah,
bad.
awesome. Do you have a band that you always wanted to tour with that you wish you could?
I would have, I mean, I'd love to tour with Lincoln Park. I've always wanted to tour with them. It would have been great too whenever Chester was still
Still there,
alive.
yeah.
But I'd love, I mean, they're still a legendary band. I'd also really like to tour with Architects. I've always been an Architects fan, even back when I was in high school. So it'd be really cool to get to play with them. I know there's been opportunities that just haven't lined up.
Not
But
yet, not yet.
I think during, yeah, not yet. But, if we stay a band long enough, it'll work out. I just assume if you stay a band long enough, eventually you will tour with the bands you want to tour with. You just have to keep writing good music. Also, big shout out to wanting to tour with Spirit Box. I love that band. I listen to them. Speaking
They
of
are amazing. Yeah,
Canadian roots,
yeah. Half of them are Canadian. Actually, just one is actually really Canadian.
and it's Courtney.
Yeah, no, Courtney's not Canadian. She was born in the
Oh,
U.S.
was she? Oh, yeah, she was born in like Alabama. I
Yeah,
remember I was talking to Bronstein about it, and he's like, "Nope, she's not Canadian. She's lived there for a little bit, but
yeah. Her husband is Mike.
honorary
Yeah,
Canadian."
yeah. We call him Canadian. Anybody that lived here, like we call him Canadian.
Yeah,
Like Keanu Reeves is. They always say he's Canadian, but he wasn't born in Canada.
if I feel like if there's a certain amount of time, like I would say I'm Texan, but I was born in California, but I
Okay.
only lived there for 3 years.
Yeah, I understand that. So, what kind of music did you listen to growing up?
I listened to like shocker, a lot of Linkin Park was kind of like what got me into heavy music. Um, that would like open the door to me exploring. I grew up in a very conservative Christian household, so my first years were like a lot of like Switchfoot and Jars of Clay and stuff like
Okay.
that. And then honestly, what opened me up to heavy music was Madden. Madden had some crazy, still some of my favorite playlists ever. I think if you pull up any of the like Madden 2003 playlists, I know that's so old sounding now. I'm pulling it up right now. They had or it might have been Madden 2004 had brand new Under Oath, Thrice, Avenged Sevenfold, Atreyu. It's like so that was I was just playing a football video game and all of a sudden I'm hearing these bands and I'm like, whoa, that's like I hear Under Oath for the first time and I'm like, I didn't even know things could get that heavy. And you hear like that's the older like heavy brand new or like Sick Trans Sick Gloria where there's a bunch of screaming in it. It had Atreyu and it was Avenged Sevenfold during the Awaken the Fallen era. So it
Yeah.
was still a lot of screaming. So that really made me like look into things. And eventually I made my way to Whitechapel and Suicide Silence because I just kept wanting heavier and heavier music. And every time you show your friends, like, oh, I just found this band, they're called Under Oath. They're like, oh, you haven't heard heavy yet. Listen to August Burns Red. And then you hear August Burns Red and you think that's heavy? Go listen to Whitechapel. And
Yeah.
it just keeps going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've been there many times. That's
Yeah.
how I find a lot of the stuff.
So shout out to Madden
Yeah.
and football
Whitechapel,
for
they
getting me
put
in the
on.
middle.
I saw them. Are you a sports fan?
Yeah, I'm a big like
Oh,
baseball,
are you a
football,
sports fan?
basketball. Those are the Yeah,
That's
I'd
your thing.
say the big three. Not as much hockey. I know
That's
that's the
our
big one
Canadian
in
way.
Canada. Even though the Dallas Stars do consistently do well, I should probably pay more attention to it.
Yeah, no, and baseball. I got a family friend that got three of their kids play pro ball.
I mean, the Blue Jays and the
Pretty rare
Rangers
for a
have
Canadian.
some rivalry going just after the Jose Batista stuff.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. That was about 10 years ago,
It was.
and everybody still talks about it.
I don't think
I
the
think he's been
rivalry's
retired
still
for
there, but
7
it
years.
got pretty crazy at those games.
No, it was awesome. The Jays,
Yeah.
well, the Blue Jays, I call them my Blue Jays. They're doing really well right now. All-Star break, so
Yeah,
we'll
the
see what
Rangers aren't
happens
doing.
in
They're like
the
half 500. So they can turn it around. They won a World Series 2 years ago. I can't complain too hard.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Is it wild down there in Dallas when that happens? When they
Oh
win?
yeah, I actually was at a so they were the game that they won the World Series, they were playing in Arizona, but the ballpark was doing $10 for a viewing party, and it was like 20,000 people watching the game on like the screens at the ballpark, and they had all the concession stands open. They had all this stuff, and it was like going absolutely crazy. And when I left the ballpark after they won, like everybody's in the street honking and going crazy and screaming and all that, because the franchise had been I think the Rangers were in like the top five in the longest time without a World Series ever for a franchise. So it was because they've been around since the 70s or 60s and never won a World Series, and came really close twice. So I think everybody was just so pumped that it finally happened.
That's like us here with hockey. Like I went and saw Metallica a few months back, and the Leafs hockey. They were in the playoffs, and
Yeah.
they had a playoff game when Metallica was playing, and half the people had their phones out watching the game while Metallica was playing.
Yeah.
I
That's
was one of them too.
I mean, I would do that. Over here, the real craziness is Dallas Cowboys. I live like 15 minutes from the stadium and 10 minutes from the Rangers stadium. The Cowboys, I mean, they're the biggest franchise of any sport team in the world. So
Yeah, everybody knows the Dallas Cowboys. Anywhere you go.
Yeah, I drive 10 minutes, and well, it's 10 minutes away, and I still barely ever go to games because the tickets are just out of this world expensive. I think at minimum it's like a few $100s per ticket, and that's for like the cheapest, like bad seats, and parking's going to be $80 minimum. It's like and on top of that, if you want to drink a beer, it's going to be like $24 for a beer once you're in the. Yeah, it's I mean, they can't it sells out every game, so I mean, at the end of the day, you can complain all you want, but people are buying it.
That's the same way we hear with the hockey.
Yeah.
In Toronto, for $500, you'd be lucky to get the worst seat in the house.
It's like one of those things you complain, and a lot of people are complaining, but if it sells out, they're not going to stop charging. Like if it's.
My brother has season's tickets for the Leafs, and he complains about them all the time. I'm like, why don't you sell the tickets? Then you'll get rid of them. But he doesn't. He spends a lot of money.
And it's just like you complain about beer prices or concessions. Well, as you have a beer in your hand, and it's like, well, that's why it costs that much. You just bought it anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Like with my Leafs, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the first period, the bottom bowl, all the expensive tickets, nobody's even sitting in there. They're still in the bar.
It's they buy these nice tickets just to sit in them for the last part of the game.
Yeah, that's great. Well, they got the money, so they can do whatever they want.
Yep.
All right, I've taken enough of your time.
We got some sports talking. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I love talking sports.
No, me too. When I was a kid, I would actually the job I wanted was to be a commentator for like football or baseball, because I would even me and my friend would play Madden, and we would turn off the commentator audio, and we would commentate the game as if we were this is when we were 13 or 14. And I was like, looking back, I was like, that's some good innocent kid fun, right? And I was like, we probably sounded so dumb to our parents, but they were probably just happy we were getting into trouble.
That would have been a good job, though.
I know. It's funny because my grandma she would always say, when are you gonna, this is when we're still in the band. Obviously, she's like, when are you gonna do something with that voice? You got such a good talking voice. I was like, I do, I'm in a band, it's my career. Maybe I don't do the talking part as much, but
Yeah. No, that's awesome though. Hey, if you're a sports, maybe in the future, you never know. You
maybe
never
I'll
say
be the
never.
PA guy whenever I'm done with music. I'll be the guy who announces all the players and stuff.
Hey, that's a good gig, I tell you. The people that do that, it's awesome.
It is. You get to, I mean, there's only one spot available, so you got to be
Yeah.
good at it. And you got to wait for that person to retire.
Yeah, and some of these people stay on till they're 80 years old. So
Yeah, they never
if
lose
they
that
get hired
voice. I bet
before
they're
you,
doing all the, they're probably taking care of their voice more than I do.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, I'll let you go. Thanks for
Good.
chatting with me today. Well, I hope to see you in Toronto. I'll try to come by and say hi, buy you a beer.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for talking to me today. And
Yep.
good luck with the album releasing and enjoy Europe. And we'll see you in Toronto.
Yeah. See you at History.
All right. Take care. Thanks
See
for
ya.
talking to me. Take care. Bye now.